Good morning, hello, and very warm welcome to all of you. Good morning and good afternoon to all participants from Africa and the Middle East, from Asia and Europe, and from Latin America. I'd like to welcome all of you to our get-together in view of virtual agrofood and plastprintpack Middle East Africa. Thank you for your overwhelming interest and participation. Finally, we may welcome far more than 100 participants from more than 30 countries today. Many global leaders in their fields are with us here today, as well as well-known associations, institutions, and embassies. Frankly speaking, I'm not surprised to see so many of you, as you all want to know how we at Fairtrade, together with our local partners, give Virtual for All MEA a human touch and ensure valuable B2B contacts on the event platform. And you all want to know what it is all about when we tell you, send us the 10 or more companies you like to talk to, wherever in Africa and the Middle East, and we do everything to set up meetings for you with your wish list. I promise you get the answers on these two vital questions within the next 60 minutes, so stay with us. My name is Martin Merz, and I'm the founder and managing director of Fairtrade. We've been founded for 30 years, actually. Before we start, let me just indicate a few house rules for today's get-together. At one, you are more than welcome to make use of the chat function to communicate with other participants and with us as the organizers. From our team, Daria will try to respond directly in the chat, and she will also gather remarks and questions for the Q&A part of the agenda. At two, so we will be working through the entire agenda before we come to the Q&A, but you may use the chat as we are moving forward. And last but not least, we'd like to inform you that today's session is being recorded. Just a few introductory general words on the event. Virtual Agrofood and plastprintpack covers the entire production chain. Agrofood stands for the entire chain from field to fork, whereas plastprintpack for plastics, printing and packaging technology and material. Exhibitors at Virtual for All Middle East Africa are expected from around the globe, attendees especially from the Middle East and Africa. I would now like to lead you through the agenda, and therefore I ask my team to share the screen. Thank you very much. So right after I will have finished my little introduction, Freya and Paul will tell us how exhibitors can make the best out of their participation at a virtual event, and they will introduce the event platform to us. This will be followed by another highlight, as the curtain will be lifted on how we give Virtual for All Middle East Africa a human touch. This is where our strong local partners come into play. Because our local partners are on the ground in all the important countries in Africa and the Middle East. They know the most important potential customers and connect them with our exhibitors. In this way, our exhibitors and participants benefit from our strong global partner network. And it is our local partners who ensure that our exhibitors can actually meet the potential customers they are looking for at Virtual for All MEA 2021. You might remember that during the last get-together for Virtual for All Africa last autumn, we had speakers from our data partner Azoko Inside, from Agrolinie in Algeria, Prana Events in Ethiopia, B2B Africa in Nairobi for Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, and Uganda, AHK Nigeria and West Africa for all of West Africa, and many more. Be assured that all these partners are also with us for Virtual for All Middle East Africa. And the best, They're all with us also right now, attending here at this get-together. This time, however, we like to introduce you to some of our new partners for the Middle East and Africa. So we may all look forward to later on to welcome Kerstin Abed, the head of the trade fairs at the German Emirati Joint Council for Industry and Commerce in Dubai, Iman Stab, deputy delegate of German Industry and Commerce for Saudi Arabia, Bahrain and Yemen, based in Riyadh, Olayinka Makinwa, the head of agribusiness with the delegation of German Industry and Commerce HK in Nigeria, and Rex Bowden, the MD of Catalyse from Cape Town in South Africa. To come back to today's agenda, after lifting our secrets on how we give Virtual for All MEA a human touch, Freya and Paul will guide you through the participation and the sponsoring packages. Then there will be the Q&A session, which gives you both the opportunity to clarify all which is still unclear to you, and of course also the opportunity to tell us what we should keep in mind on our way to the event opening on 31 May. All right, so now I'd like to introduce you to Paul. He's together with me, Managing Director of Fairtrade. And I'd like to ask the first question to you, Paul. Let us start with you and get right into it. We all know that live trade shows and virtual events have their own characteristics and strengths and cannot be compared with each other. So, Paul, what are the most important 4 goals that exhibitors can achieve with a virtual event like ours?
Yeah, thank you very much, Martin, and welcome and good morning from my side as well to all the participants on this call. So the most important objectives from my point of view are really the following: content supply, lead generation, reach, and of course, networking. Of course, to reach these objectives, you need very different measures.
Okay, so let's start with content, Paul.
Sure. We know from our experience from other exhibitors and organizers that content really works in the virtual world. So for the exhibitors, it definitely makes sense to offer content. But why do so many exhibitors still not offer relevant content? Here, I'd like to ask yourself a I'd like you to ask yourself a critical question. How much content did your last virtual event participation offer? Or if you didn't have a virtual booth yet, what would catch your interest? Be honest with yourself. What did you provide? Only a text about your company, a video trailer, maybe your logo. Perhaps you also linked the latest brochure and the link to your stand stuff. So where's the new content? What could I have learned at your profile that I didn't know before as an attendee to the virtual event? And what did I learn, what I cannot already read on your website? Come up with content, for example, in the form of conference sessions, video trailers, or use cases. The more target group specific for this virtual event, the better. And since content works really well, we recommend to have a session in the program during the event. Of course, this is not possible in all virtual events, but you should always try. This really increases your visibility a lot. It is very interesting for attendees if the topic is right, and it is much easier to produce than most other content. We as organizers also support exhibitors in producing their sessions together with our tech team if they like.
Very well. All right, so I like to call on Freya. Freya is the Senior Project Manager at Fairtrade. Since 8 years, she is with us actually now. In the first years, we learned she learned from us Now we are learning from her, actually. And I mean, everybody, all of you have been waiting for Freya. That is not a secret. All right, then, here she is. No more waiting. And with my next question, we will again be diving deep into content. So Freya, how does content look like for Virtual for All Middle East Africa?
Hello from my side, and thank you, Martin, for this honorable introduction. Let me take you to the event to answer this question. I will just start the screen sharing of my screen. And we will start with the lobby of Virtual for All Africa, the event we did last November. For Virtual for All MEA, it will look very similar. Visitors and exhibitors enter the event here. As you can see, these are the different doors to enter the different levels. Since you are asking about content, let's open the conference program door first. Filters on the left allow attendees to influence the content given according to their interest. The program is designed by us as organizer and you as exhibitors. We are arranging presentations or panel discussions on, for example, market solutions or sustainability. In addition, your presentations will be part of this official program. I just entered a session from the last event, which Static Binder hold, in which they presented their machine. During the presentation, questions can be asked in the live discussion, which you can see here right on the right side, and they can also be answered directly by the speaker.
Interesting. So what makes a good presentation in a virtual event? May I address this again to Paul, please, this question?
Sure. Well, your presentation should offer added value. You think that is easy, then ask yourself, how many online presentations did you see in the last couple of months that were really interesting for you? For me, I can count them on one hand. Often there was lots of advertising, but me as an attendee, I'm looking for valuable content.
Okay, so now I'd slip into the shoes of our exhibitors. So how do our exhibitors make sure their presentation is not too commercial?
Yeah, I think you probably know your presentation really is rather an advertising contribution if you present your company in detail, if your presentation contains many phrases like we have instead of, for example, we can achieve the following with this solution. And if you talk for ages about successful projects in your company instead of giving real tips to attendees.
All right, very well. I think we understand much better now about content, but how do I generate leads? How do I bring traffic to my virtual profile, Freya?
Yeah, so to enter your exhibitor profile first, attendees open the exhibitor door. So we will do here, we open the exhibitor door and we will see the exhibition floor. Filters and search words on the left will guide the attendee to relevant exhibitors. Let me show you a very attractive profile from Virtual for All Africa done by CFT. They chose a very welcoming background picture and implemented a video header showing their machines in action, including a short description of what is shown. Also, attendees find a short but informative description here of the company. This description is also the source for the search words, the keyword search on the exhibition floor, which we saw before. CFT uploaded 3 products according to their package. Their presentation, here called Session, was part of the conference program and is also linked on their profile. As documents, they chose a well-arranged section of PDFs. It is also possible to link further videos from your website or YouTube in this section. And last but not least, team members are visible with their functions here. The setup of this booth and the handling is very easy. Graphics and documents are totally under your control. So all this, what I just talked about, is concerning and it's over information. The second very important pillar of an event is communication. And here on the profile, the attendees have the possibility to chat directly with the company or to request a meeting with the company during the exhibition time. Also, another communication is possible directly with the team members. People can also chat and request meetings from a certain person, maybe according to the function. If they are looking for someone from Ghana, for example, here we see Sales Manager Ghana, so I know I would like to talk to German Amma.
So to attract attendees to your virtual profile, you should really think about what you show during in-person exhibitions. These are news and solutions tailored to the market, right? Projects you maybe already delivered in the region, and you probably maintain contact with previous customers. That's exactly what you need on your virtual profile, eye-catchers from your experience. Offer something on the virtual profile that your normal website does not offer. What are the gummy bears, the ballpoint pens, and the flyers in the virtual world for you? This is precisely the task for your virtual event preparation. You don't really need goodies in the virtual world, but you should be active yourself and contact other attendees that are interesting for you. I can also recommend to have a call to action on your profile. Let's video chat now, or send us a message, something like that. And always ask yourself, do you want to generate reach or leads? Both are different goals that you can achieve in different ways. Of course, in the end, both should result in gaining customers and in securing sales.
Very interesting. I think I understood a lot now, much more than half an hour ago. So what else can I do to generate leads, Paul?
Yeah, network as much as possible. Freya.
Therefore, we enter the attendee door, your gateway to lots and lots of interesting contacts. In a virtual event, you can profit even more by contacting the attendees participating actively. It's very easy. You can filter the attendees in this or behind this door via different filters, for example, the country filter or the industry filter. A new contact, if we just choose someone of the attendee list, a new contact can be added and as contact via sending a connection request, or the person can be added to your contacts by sending a meeting request. It's the same principle as on LinkedIn. As soon as you're connected to someone, you can see more information and chat easily. If I'm now searching for someone who I'm already connected with, for example, Michelle in this case, I can see more details, so as her phone number or the email address. I can still request meetings and chat with her. From the profile view, I can change to my personal communication area. This area offers you to start a video call with all of your contacts at any moment, just by clicking on this beautiful little button. And we will see if Michelle will answer today. So in this video chat, I can also share my screen to discuss further details. Hi, Michelle. So I can also share my screen to discuss further details. Come again. Here we can share the screen. We just say, bye, Michelle. Another possibility in this chat is to share documents via sending them. So I can send a PDF to the person I am talking to and discuss even more into detail via the screen sharing or by sending the document. Further information can also be shared by sending the documents.
Yeah, imagine at in-person events, this is absolutely impossible. Mingle with the crowd as an exhibitor and simply network with other visitors in the aisles. But online, you can leave your virtual stand and network right away as long as you're doing this carefully. follow the stream or the sessions closely and comment on its content. The emphasis really is on content, because if it gets too promotional, it just gets annoying. It's just like on social media. There are people who simply network and exchange views on topics, and there are those who have to post a link to their offer under every post, regardless of whether it fits or not. So comment appropriately, and other session viewers or roundtable participants will get your message. On a good platform like ours, visitors can then click on your profile and communicate with you via text chat, private message, or in a video session. And in the end, that is your goal, right?
Yeah, I understand it. Actually, how do our exhibitors benefit from networking then, Paul?
Yeah, well, you can collect as many contacts or business cards as possible. Every contact you make will be a contact you can download after the event and you can work with afterwards. The same goes for attendees during your conference sessions and for visitors to your booth. Isn't that a dream world? Before, you were able to get maybe 10% of the contacts of the attendees of your sessions by collecting their business cards. Now you get all of them. So try to attract attendees to your sessions via social media and so on, and use the contacts afterwards. Freya, what do we have on that?
Yeah, to see who is part of your network, you can click on the upper right corner on My Contacts. Here you have access to download an Excel sheet whenever you want. You will see in the Excel sheet the email address of each of your contacts and more details given through the registration process. This Excel sheet allows you to contact the people and is your data turnout of the whole event.
Very good, very interesting. Okay, so now we've learned a lot about the platform, and our specialty at Fairtrade is to mix a fantastic technological platform with the human touch through our partners. And here our partner network, our global partner network comes into play. And I'd like to introduce to you Kerstin Abed. Kerstin, you are the head of trade fairs at the German Emirati Joint Council for Industry and Commerce in Dubai. And as such, you are our partner for the United Arab Emirates, for Qatar, for Oman, for Iraq, and for Kuwait. Please be so kind and explain which activities you perform to secure the right target audience for our exhibitors from your area on the Virtual for All MEA platform.
Yeah, thank you very much, Martin, for the introduction. And thank you for having us with you here in this round, in this big round. Yeah, AHK, as AHK, we are the official representative, basically, of the German industry in all those countries that you just mentioned, in the UAE, Oman, Qatar, Kuwait, and Iraq. And our job basically is to connect the German industry to our host countries, to promote trade relations to our host countries. And we do that in many different ways, but one of the most important tools, of course, are trade fairs and then virtual events like this one now, virtual business platforms such as Virtual for All Middle East and Africa. So we do have a large network of companies in this region that we are constantly trying to connect with the German industry, and many of them are from the industries, from the agricultural and food industries, as well as from the plastics, printing, and packaging industries. And these are, anyways, very important industries for our region, aren't they? So from this pool, kind of data pool that we have, we will choose companies that best suit your requirements. We will contact them, and we will then try our best to put them together with you during the event. Yeah, and of course we will use an extensive social media campaign, email campaign, and also with the help of our media partners, will increase the number of visitors for the event, and also hopefully the quality of visitors, not only the number but also the quality of visitors. We will contribute to the conference by sending speakers from our region with topics that are important from our region, and that as well will make the event more attractive. Yeah, but then of course we also need the exhibitors' help here. We need your input because you know best who you want to meet, who or which type of company you want to meet. So please make sure that you send your wish list to Fairtrade, so that we have a basis and we will then from there contact the companies or the kind of companies you want to meet and try to put them together with you. So that is very important. Yeah, and then just wanted to add for all companies that have joined today from the UAE, Oman, Qatar, Iraq and Kuwait, that have heard about the event but have questions or are not sure whether they want to participate or not, or have any concerns, please get in touch with us or with Freya from Fairtrade, and then we, of course, will get back to you and we will be happy to assist you. So yeah, looking very much forward to working with you all. Thanks.
Great support, Kerstin. Thank you very much for this report. Actually, of course, it is not only valid for German exhibitors, it is for virtual for all MEA. This is of course true for every single exhibitor from whatever country people are coming. But as the German Chambers of Commerce are very well placed in Africa and the Middle East, they are our top partners, and I'm also, thank you, Kerstin, great, we understand much more. And I like to come also now from Dubai, we like to move over to Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. And here it is my pleasure to introduce Iman Stab, Iman, the Deputy Delegate again of the German Industry and Commerce for Saudi Arabia, Bahrain and Yemen. Iman, Saudi Arabia is the biggest Arab market in the Middle East for our exhibitors. How will you contribute to make sure our exhibitors will meet the right target audience from Saudi and Bahrain?
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much, Martin, and to the whole team from Fairtrade for having us here today. We here in Saudi Arabia and Bahrain are very excited to be part of the virtual for all MEA 2021. International brands and fresh products have become the norm in most Saudi retail stores. Most food products are imported from abroad, but there are a growing number of domestic manufacturers producing dairy products and other fresh foods locally. Saudi Arabia accounts for roughly 60% of the Gulf states' food consumption. The Gulf states depend very heavily on imports. Saudi Arabia imports an average of 80% of its food requirements. As the delegation of the German Industry and Commerce, we closely work with Saudi and Bahrain companies through all sectors, as well as the government institutions. Our main activity for the upcoming virtual trade fair is firstly to raise awareness among our business community in the field of agriculture and plastprintpack. We targeting here especially our Western region that is hosting several companies in these sectors. Also Bahrain and the Eastern Province, as well as the capital city of Riyadh, are holding a lot of potential partners. We already had some promising digital meetings with potential exhibitors in the field of food packing, hospitality, agriculture, and foods, particularly dates, fresh milk, and eggs. Furthermore, we are in contact with the local government institutions to win them as institutional partners. And we had an interesting exchange with possible speakers who can give a great insight on the developments and the opportunities in this region. As my colleague Kerstin already mentioned, we are also here to listen to the exhibitors' wishes, which means, please, if you have any company in the region of Saudi Arabia or in Bahrain that you would like particularly to get in touch with during B2Bs or are interested in seeing as an exhibitor, please let me know. We are here to make this event as beneficial as possible for all of us. So yeah, get in touch with me or with the team from Fairtrade, and we are looking forward to the 31st of May. Thank you very much.
Great, Iman, thank you very much. I think now we all understand what it means to have a human touch to a virtual event. Kerstin and Iman, they are just two examples of our network in all over the Middle East and Africa. And we are going to have two more later on. In about 10 minutes, we are going to have Inka from Lagos in Nigeria and Rex from Cape Town in South Africa. All right, so now I think we are all hot to join, to participate. What do I have to do? What is next?
Yeah, so I think we should still discuss one other goal, and that other goal is really creating reach. We have discussed about networking, we have discussed about content, we have discussed about leads. One other goal we should discuss when talking about virtual events is reach, because very often we forget that this is a very important objective. So if your objective is about creating reach and not about leads, that is totally fine too. Then you have different expectations, of course, towards the virtual event. Your participation is then more like an ad on social media or in a magazine. Of course, this is less time intense. To generate reach, you should show your company in as many places as possible at the virtual event. The sponsoring packages in virtual events offer the perfect opportunity to have great reach. But if reach is your goal and you have not actively participated in the event, then you should not be disappointed if you have generated few leads. You have still generated lots of marketing exposure. Freya, please show us where our sponsors are shown.
Yeah, sure. So we will go back to the event. But of course, sponsors are already included in the marketing campaign before the event. On the platform then, and on the platform itself, depending on the sponsoring package, the sponsors are visible on the main page. Here, as you can see, CFT on the right side, or here with a banner ad also on the main page. One big advantage which we saw before is on the exhibition floor. So if we go to see the overview of all exhibitors, our sponsors are shown on top of other exhibitors. So as we can see here, the example of CFT as silver sponsor or HTG as a gold sponsor for the last event.
Yeah. And so what if I don't want to get that much involved? Maybe I don't have the time and the resources to feature content, to have a great profile and to network during the event. What else can I do if I want to increase my reach? If my main objective is creating reach? I think we have had this already, and we are coming to the next question about different objectives and how to reach them in a nutshell.
Yeah, thank you, Martin. So we have now seen the different objectives for a virtual event. And in the end, you need to be creative to really create leads during virtual events. Just booking an online profile and waiting for attendees to come across your offer will not be successful.
All right. And now I can see that technology works and it is well advanced. Now, how do we get relevant contacts on the platform at all? So what else is important on the platform which we did not see yet?
I think that's a great question, Martin, but I would pass the question to our audience. So what are you interested in? Please just ask your question in the chat tab so that we can answer them in the end. Before we end this platform insight, I would like to share one new development with you, especially for the ones who participated to the last event. We will get an app. So the event will be web-based again. You can open the event in the browser, but also you can download an app and you can enter and control the event inside the app. The big advantage is that you can get notifications about incoming messages and about incoming calls. So this is a new development for virtual for all MEA 2021.
All right. And to come back to the question, how we can participate at the event, can you tell us more about that?
Sure. It's very easy. Just choose one out of these 4 packages that you are seeing right now. Of course, you can also find these packages on the website. The entry package helps to generate reach only. With the entry package, you cannot network or contact the attendees. The other 3 packages enable you to network with the attendees and to generate leads from the event. So the higher the package, the more content you can provide, the more sessions you can hold during the conference program. And of course, we support in creating that content if you like. Freya, over to you for the sponsoring packages.
Yeah, if you would like to sponsor the event, we are having 3 packages, the silver, gold, and platinum sponsorship, which you can add to a business and professional package. So to be sponsor, you need to book the business and professional package, and you can add one of the 3 sponsor packages. We already saw on the event side how sponsorship packages would look like, the advertisement, and also being on top of other exhibitors on the exhibition floor. So if you're now up to book your participation to Virtual for All MEA, then you can just enter our online shop. Here on our website, virtual-mea.net, in the top area in the upper part, you can click on Shop Login, and you can access the Fairtrade online shop. If you don't have an account yet, just click on Not a Fairtrade customer yet, and you will also be able to access the booking process in the online shop.
Very well, easy going. And this is technology, and I'd like to come back again to the human touch. And here we have our partners from South Africa and Nigeria. Rex, as the MD of Catalyze in Cape Town, you have a tremendous knowledge about the exhibition industry, both for live events and for virtual events. Actually, I can call you our teacher in virtual events. And we are very happy to have you as our partners for South Africa. Please tell us which activities you will perform to secure the right target audience from South Africa for our exhibitors, as South Africa, together with Nigeria, are the most important countries for our exhibitors in sub-Saharan Africa.
Great. Hi, good day, everybody. Live from Cape Town. So we are working very closely with Virtual for All Middle East Africa with Fairtrade Germany for many years. What we've learned over the last 12 months, obviously everybody's totally changed the way that they are marketing themselves, and everyone's trying to get to grips with becoming a computer. But what we have found is there's key things, because one, there's a huge amount of information available on the internet. So the key thing with virtual events is to make sure that they're very different. So they're very Africa focused or Middle East focused, like this event. So we are involved in bringing really strong content that you would not have seen elsewhere. And that is number one, because we want to make sure people are engaging and learning from the event. However, not everybody's got a huge amount of time to sit and watch content all day. You know, we're all busy, we've all got targets to hit. So our other part of what we're doing is connecting you guys with the right buyers in markets. So we are sourcing buyers and partners for you throughout South Africa. And what we've found over the last 12 months of doing these events is that virtual exhibitions they're very difficult to do sitting all day, clicking through companies, trying to find the right partner for your participation. There really needs to be someone that is activating this, pre-arranging meetings for you, sourcing the right type of buyers for you. We can't rely on people just rocking up to a virtual exhibition like they did in the past. They're not taking off 4 to 5 days to sit online on their computers, because they can easily switch off and go and do their personal work. So the key thing behind it is to make sure that we're finding and we're sourcing the right buyers for you. So just as the partners are doing in Dubai and in other parts of the Middle East and Africa, we are the South African partner sourcing key partners for you in South Africa. So be that huge fresh produce exporters that are looking for machinery, be that red meat producers that are buying in more machinery to process more meat, be that buyers of machinery and distributors of machinery in South Africa, or ingredients or product into the market. So we are finding those kind of people in the market specifically for you. And how we do this is, again, we have a chat to you. So we'll have a chat and find out exactly what kind of companies you're looking for, and then take it from there. We're sourcing companies actively at the moment, but we don't want to source the wrong companies for you. So we can only source the right companies from you if we speak to you and we get feedback from you. So once again, I'll reiterate what our partner in Dubai also said, is just that we need to make sure that you are speaking to us and telling us exactly who you want to meet. And then it's our job to find that specific buyer for you and those correct people for you. So we're here, we're ready to make sure that you guys are meeting the right people. And we're super excited because of all the other virtual events we've done during the year, we've asked a lot of people to get involved, set up pre-arranged meetings, and Fairtrade, one of the few that have actually said, yes, we understand that. Virtual events aren't just going to work on their own. They need that human element. They need someone calling up, setting up meetings, having a group of pre-arranged meetings before the event, because that is going to make sure that people are using the platform, people are engaging with each other, that there's a high level of meetings happening during the event. So yeah, looking forward to seeing you and chatting to you all and sourcing those buyers.
Very well. So our exhibitors can also give you a wish list, if I get you right, and then you would get in touch with them before the virtual event, and you would clarify details with every single exhibitor. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what we'll do. It just helps us. If you tell us who you want, we'll go after them. We've got a team behind it. They call up the people, check with them, offer your products to them first, get that taste. And before you even go into that meeting with someone, you know who you're meeting, you know what the level of interest is, and you one step ahead in the process. It's not just that first introductory, ooh, am I sure? Is it something I want to do? You actually know who the person is, and the person buying from you also knows who they're meeting. So it's very more advanced than actually standing at an exhibition stand and hoping that someone comes to you. It's that one step further, that there's actually pre-arranged meetings. You know who you're going to meet.
Very well. Thank you very much, Rex. We are now hopping over from Cape Town to Lagos in Nigeria. And actually, with more than 500 attendees, Nigeria has been the strongest audience at Virtual for All Africa last November. And this was the result of an excellent work of the delegation of German Industry and Commerce, the AHK in Nigeria. And Olayinka Makinwa is the head of agribusiness. Inka, how did you succeed to bring such a vast audience? And how about your plans for the upcoming Virtual for All Middle East and Africa?
Thank you, Martin. Thank you for having me. And I'm really glad to be able to represent my organization today. As you know, we've been present in Nigeria as a delegation for over 40 years, which also means that we've been able to build this vast network of really fantastic contacts. In Nigeria at the moment, we are present in Lagos and in Abuja, and we have a total contact list of over 4,000 to 5,000 really strong business partners, and we work in very close collaboration with them. Over the years, we've hosted quite a few meetings and events, and we keep meetings, whether in person or virtual, somewhat regular to make sure that we're in constant contact and communication with our network partners, which also means that our network is quite strong, quite active, and they're constantly looking forward to seeing what kinds of events we are involved with and where we are partnering. With Virtual for All MEA, we have been really excited to partner with you last year, and interest is already very high amongst our entire network of business contacts. We work in very close collaboration, both with the private sector, but also with the public sector. And again, even for this year's session, there is quite a bit of excitement already. In terms of our reach and our contact lists, we reach out by our newsletters. Our newsletters are very regular. They go out on a regular basis. So we do a lot of marketing and advertising through our newsletters. We also use all our social media platforms, whether that's LinkedIn, Instagram, or Twitter, to reach a large audience. We also reach out directly to customers, particularly those who have indicated an interest in meeting with a particular company, just as my colleagues have said already, in terms of calling up participants directly, sending SMS, sending emails. We are constantly reaching out, understanding the fact that it's important to add this human touch to particularly virtual events at the moment. So yes, as I've said, we have a really vast network of really fantastic contacts. We are in constant communication with them, and they are excited to hear what we're doing and to get in touch with our programs and events.
Very well. I mean, I'm really impressed, actually. There's a deep knowledge of the customers in Nigeria, in South Africa, in all over. And I'd like to add one thing. We have been organizing trade shows in the agrofood and plastprintpack field now since 30 years. And we have, of course, we've got a fantastic database from our exhibitions in Nigeria. In Iran, for instance, we have been working since 1994. So guess that we have, of course, tens of thousands of Iranian contacts and companies who have been participating and visiting the exhibitions that we are doing. The same goes for Algeria, where we are doing the Plast and Printpack Alger since more than 10 years now. All these databases, all these contacts, we bring into this Virtual for All Africa and Middle East to support our exhibitors, getting the right people, the right audience on their virtual stands. And I think this altogether makes the success of the proven success already of Virtual for All Africa in November, and now also of Virtual for All Middle East Africa in end of May and beginning of June. All right, so we have already taken 50 minutes of your time, and we are now coming to the Q&A session. And I like to ask Paul and Daria, what is in the chat? Which questions shall we address?
Yeah, so far there's one question from Babak Humanyunfal, which Daria answered. Babak, do you want to elaborate on that again? Do you want to ask your question again so that we can discuss? We can maybe unmute. Babak, you need to unmute yourself.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. A long time no news. So
good to see you again.
Yeah, exactly.
It was in Baghdad, right?
Yes, ich bin heute
Baghdad.
Heute bin ich in Linz.
Okay.
So hello everybody. I just wanted to say that because the Middle East region, mainly in the other countries like Iraq and for example, other countries, the databases are so weak, and finding the right customers is one of the biggest tasks for us. And Rex also mentioned in the South Africa, he's finding and evaluating the customers is one of the most challenges for us. And this is something that really makes this kind of the virtual exhibitions or the real exhibitions, hopefully in the future, can be more effective for us. And to be honest, I see the list of the people here. As a joke, I'm saying that we are a bunch of the leopards. Where is the prey? So we have to hunt. And this is something that really is my challenge. And I really like to open the door more effectively. And I'm open also to hear the experience of the other people in the region and opening the doors, because since the Iraq exhibition we've been together, we did some good progress. We sold, but I traveled twice again to dig the country, and I built my own database, which is not complete. And really, these kind of exhibitions, these kind of databases and organizations will be very interesting for us, for the region, countries like Iraq, and maybe in the future, the Syria as well, which is my responsibility territory, plus Iran. So Iran, I have no problem. I don't need that. But in these two countries, really, the databases are too weak, and finding the real customer is one of my biggest challenge. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you. Babak, it was good to see you. And just for your information, the exhibition, the agrofood and the plastprintpack for Iraq, we are still planning for November in Erbil this time.
Yeah, I will be there.
But before, I hope we see us in the virtual agrofood and plastprintpack Middle East Africa. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
All right. Any other question?
Not in the chat, but if you would like to ask something, just raise your hand and Daria will give you the permission to speak. So just click on the reaction, raise hand. If you would like to discuss anything or have a question, we can gladly go back to the platform to have a look at some of the functions. We did not explain everything because we rather try to make it short. If you have any questions afterwards, if you would like us to go into detail with maybe some other participant of your sales team, we can gladly schedule a meeting and go to the event platform again and have a deeper insight, because there is much more to discover in functions. So yeah, please feel free to ask right now or afterwards to just send me an email about your questions or meeting request.
I see one question from PackTech to go back to the platform. There, I would suggest we do an individual meeting with you, Amira, to show you the platform once again in more detail. I think that would make sense. We will just get in touch with you to give you a personal demo.
Good morning.
Good morning, Amira.
Hi, Amira from Tunisia.
Hi, Amira.
Thank you. I was discussing with the PackTech institution, Tunisian institution, working on the packaging and conditioning. They came a little bit later, then that's why they did not attend very well the presentation of the platform. Yeah, then probably later we will organize a meeting with the general manager of PackTech in French, if possible, in order to present more clearer the platform. Thank you very much.
Yes, sure, no problem.
Thank you.
We are also recording this session, and of course we will provide it to you. But we are also happy to do an individual meeting.
Thank you very much.
One little general information, if no one raised the hand right now, is that the platform is available in English and French, so content of US exhibitor, but also as attendee is available in English and French. As Amira just said, for PackTech, for example, in Tunisia, this is a French platform as well. We just saw today the English settings for all of you.
Now there's another question that I unfortunately cannot read. So whoever posted that question would be Youssef. If you want to, Youssef, if maybe Daria, you can unmute Youssef. If you want to explain once again, that would be great. Youssef, can you unmute yourself?
He now is possible. He now can.
It was internal. Okay, so okay, I think it's solved. Okay, if there are no other general questions, very happy to get in touch with us anytime for other demos or for questions anytime. And then we're very much looking forward to seeing you in March during the virtual event in May. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining.
All right, thank you very much. You know, we are Germans. We invited you for 1 hour, and now it is exactly 1 hour is over. And we are very happy that we have met over the screen at least, and hope to see you all again very, very soon live, and also during the Virtual for All Africa. We'd like to thank also for our participants from Lagos, from Dubai, from Riyadh, and from Cape Town, who were with us here to explain what we mean with the human touch. And we wish you all a beautiful Easter, a beautiful Ramadan, and whichever festivities you are going to have. Nowruz, of course, in
Nowruz was just over
for the time being. And Happy New Year 1400 to Babak and all the Iranian friends. All the best to you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.